I'm gonna share with you a speaking event that I did about 2 months ago. It was so good that I feel the need to share with you. And if you're on YouTube, you'll have the visuals. If not, Apple, Spotify, you will listen to. My name is Bernal. I have done over 70 flips in the last 2 years. We do 3 to 5 flips every single month, and I own almost 70 doors in Connecticut. So if you are listening to this, let me know on Instagram and Facebook. I will be love to connect with you. If you love this podcast, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Thank you so much for being here. For me, it's an honor to be here. We're gonna go raw today. So the first mistake that I see flippers and landlords do at the time of renovation is not a detailed scope of work. So there's two scope of work. Number one, there's the one that the contractor gives you, right? We're gonna install a new vanity, we're gonna put new floor in the kitchen, we're gonna do this, we're gonna paint, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a second scope of work that is very detailed. And why this matters? Because if you're not detailed, you're gonna spend a lot of time. I spend 10 hours per flip, 10. And the reason, and the way that I do that is because I give, like an example, I said this, I'm gonna install a white 48-inch vanity from this store, black fixtures from Amazon to less than $100. You see how specific I am. Check plumbing and replace if necessary. Vanity will be 20 inches from the toilet. Cut drain holes to pass inspection and vanity and install 2 square knobs. You see how detailed I am. When you guys are doing a renovation, whether you're a landlord or not, you guys say, oh yeah, install a 36-inch vanity. And what happens is your contractor calls you. There's two scenarios. They call you, say, hey, yeah, I'm gonna install a vanity. And then they install like a silver knob, and you say, and you want it black, but you didn't say it. Or your contractor messed up, you go to the property, and then you realize that it's too late to return. And you're like, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Whether you're a landlord or a flipper, be very detailed. And I'm from the Dominican Republic. My English is not very good looking, but I'm trying to be very detailed. And my guys are more Spanish too. So it's like, I am very, very detailed.
What if you could retire in less than 10 years? Not someday, but actually 10 years. I wrote the exact roadmaps in my book, Born to Retire Young. And these are real estate strategies that I personally use to go from coming to this country with $500 to a 60-unit real estate portfolio. And every single penny goes to building schools in the Dominican Republic. So grab your copy today. Link is in the show notes. Now back to the episode.
Mistake number 2 is the pricing per square foot. And raise your hand if you have heard about that. Like price per square foot. Okay, don't follow that. I'm gonna tell you right now, that doesn't work. The reason why flippers tell you price per square foot is because it's easy for them to communicate that through social media. Oh yeah, this house is gonna be renovated between 250 to 300 square feet, and they wanna condense everything in a video, so they tell you that. That doesn't work. I've done more than 100 renovations from $1 million house to $200,000 condo in the Wonky, New Haven. Like I have done anything and everything in between. And I'm telling you, that doesn't work. And the reason why is because a 1,500 square foot house with 3 bedrooms and 1 bath is not the same with same size with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. It's not the same. And it's not a little bit more. It's more. It's not a little bit more. So I'm gonna give you a really secret. I don't think I've said this, not even in social media, but I can tell you with 95% accuracy how much I'm gonna spend on the flip. How? With a cost per item method. So this is what you're gonna do. And I hope you guys are taking notes. You guys are like just watching, but like, okay. So like take notes on your phone, because what I'm gonna give you is gonna be the most accurate when you're flipping or renovating any house. I want you to walk with the contractor, and I want you to see and say, hey, let's say that contractor's called Tom. Hey Tom, how much do you typically charge to replace a toilet? $150. Okay, how much do you charge for like tile the walls and install a tub, install shower fixtures? And do that, and just do cost per item. Contractors hate me for saying this. Why? Because a contractor will tell you, yeah, to fix that bathroom is gonna be $5,000. But then when you do the cost per item, it's always less. I swear to God. And then you're like, okay, why are you charging me more? Well, what if something goes wrong? That could be true. But if you have a cost per item, not only you get the price that you should get, but also you can I don't have, when I buy flips, I don't do any type of inspections unless it's septics or wells. That's it. When I walk into the house, I go, this bathroom, 4,700. Like I know, because I have done it so many times, and I want you to be like that. Why? Because speed in this market is everything. We flip 3 to 5 houses every single month because of this. I'm like, true. So, any questions about that? Yeah. Mistake number 3, it's not calculating the hidden cost of permits. Contractors, you guys as a flipper, you don't think about permits. And you don't care about permits. But 600 to 1,500 is an average. Before I do this presentation, I'm like, how much am I spending? And this is the average. And then you guys don't care. And what happens is when you guys the contractor says that doesn't include permit fees. And then it's 1,000 to 1,500. You might think that that's nothing, but that's a cost that you guys are not calculating. The second is the clean outs. And this is something that I cannot save money, unfortunately, because we hire the dumpster from like Cherry Hill or like whatever place you guys, same as me. We don't have a truck, and our guys, the labor is the cheapest, I would say. But then we're spending $1,000 per dumpster. And I flip 4 units too. And that's a lot of dumpster, my friend. You know that you buy a house, you don't get a clean house. If you get the better the deal is, the more shit you have in the house. That's exactly how it works. So on average, and not only that, but when you guys do work, and there's like sheetrock and tape and pieces of flooring, they need a dumpster, right? Because the problem with the permits, it's not the actual permit, it's what the inspectors see when they come to your house. Remember that. I have no problems. I pass inspection all the time. My guys are really good. I hire only 8 players. But inspectors say, oh, that handrail is not finishing on the last step. Or like little details, like shit that you won't believe that I didn't touch, but I have to fix it because I'm the owner. Yes. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I have inspectors who say you use a 1.5 inch screw on the deck instead of like 2 inches. And I'm like, okay, bro. Oh my. All right. So your time. You guys don't calculate your time. And contractors suffer from this. That's why half of them don't make money, because they don't calculate the time. And then the delays in permit or not pulling permit and getting caught. I'm gonna give you the tip that I was gonna give you. Anybody is an inspector here? Say it. Okay, cool. All right, so mistake number 4, your holding costs are a cash flow killer. Since we're in Glastonbury, I flip a house in Glastonbury, Woodhaven. It's a nice house, red house, beautiful house. I flipped it last year, and my holding cost was 20 grand. Because you guys think that, let me flip a house, I'm gonna be in and out in 2 months, this is gonna be quick, and then somebody's gonna come and close in 30 days, and it's gonna be a 3-month project. It never is. Unless you have total control. My average time on flipping is about 30 to 45 days tops. But it's because we have systems in place, and even if we pull permits, we have a relationship with inspectors. I'm gonna tell you that it's really hard to flip a house in 30 days. Even if it's if you do a good job, of course. So the holding costs, make sure that you guys are accounting that for more months than you think. So let's say that you have a cosmetic flip, painting, whatever, you think you're gonna be in and out in 1 month. What I would suggest you is try to add at least 1 to 2 more months of what you think. And if it doesn't happen, great. But what if you guys flip a house in 30 days, put it on the market, and it hasn't happened to me, and it takes 1 week to put it on the contract. Great. Then your buyer backs out after, they have 10 days to do inspection. By the time they back out, it's been 15 days, 20 days. Then you have to put it back on the market, wait another week or 2, and then it backs out, and then that happens. I have had situations where the people have backed out like 2 to 3 times, and it's part of the business. I want you to know that when people backing out, some people are not ready to buy. I'm gonna say that again. Some people and some agents are not ready to serve and buy. Some agents here I have houses where it's my mistake, there was a little 2x2 piece of mold, not even mold, like algae. There's thousands of type of molds, but it was something that you can do this and erase it, right? It was not even mold. And he made a big stink of it. And the agent couldn't communicate that well to the buyer. And I had a really good offer. And I told them I was gonna give them $5 grand. I was gonna remediate that by a professional of their choice. And they backed out. They're not ready to buy. So remember that. Don't feel offended. If you have a good product and you went through, don't feel offended. It is part of the game. But make sure that you are going through your holding costs. And the last mistake is the renovation stages. And you have to be specific, for example, on the demo, right? So one of the rules that I have in my company is every day our contractor have to upload a video about the progress. Why? Because if I don't do that, I don't know if they made progress. So every day they have not pressure, but they have the duty to make progress. So every day at 5:30 p.m., we have an app, they upload the video there, and I see the progress. Okay, and they explain, hey, today we did this, and okay, great. Now, when you guys are doing the renovation stages, this is a big mistake that I see. First, demo, like let's say that you have to gut the house. The problem with you guys is, you guys are already telling the electrician you have new electricity, but you haven't got the house. And you tell them, hey guys, yes, take all the sheetrock. And what happens is, you take the sheetrock and there's nails, screws, and all that. Then your drywall guy comes and say, hey, this is not clean. What happened? The demo guys didn't do a good job. So instead, what I do is say, hey, take the sheetrock. I don't want to see one nail on the floor or on the walls or on the ceiling. And then once you're done with that demo, then you call me. Then you let me know that you're done. We're not gonna move to any other stage until that's done. And I'm very thorough. Paint is the same thing. And you know, there's a famous thing about blue tape. Once they finish painting, you put a blue tape over imperfections. I told my team that if I don't have to do blue tape, I will give them a bonus. And they are getting there, all right? But why? Because for me to drive to Norwich, which is an hour away from me, and going back is 2 hours, I'd rather give them $300, $400, $500 than me going to the site. That's why I do what I do. So, all right, so controversial here. So this is the contractor pay structures. My guys get coffee and checks every 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, we have meetings, half an hour meeting. It's very important, and you guys don't do that. You guys rely on contractors. Okay, tell me when the job is done and gone. Big mistake. Meet your contractor, whether it's in-house or not, and tell them, hey, what are the challenges you face here? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, what can I improve as an investor in this? Who here has heard about the 50% deposit when they start the job? Raise your hand. Okay. Who here pays them the 50% deposit? Be honest. It's okay. There you go. All right. Who here pays, by the way, a lot of people are lying here because most of contractors, they want 50%. What is the reasoning? They want 50% because they buy materials, they buy dumpster, they buy that. But what if you give them a credit card if you trust them, or you order those dumpsters, you order those materials, like would you pay for it? If that contractor still say 50% deposit, the reason why, and nobody wants to hear this, is they are trying to pay the last project that the previous owner didn't pay, and they're trying to get ahead of the bills. That's it. And also, they don't trust you because you're new. It's okay. So one of the things that I do is I pay them a third once a third is completed. If they need any materials, I buy them. I don't have that problem because I have the people in-house. The other thing that you guys can do, and this is something that you should put in your contract, is say, hey, how long the last flip that you did took? Like how many, give it or take? 5 months. Okay. So let's say a contractor comes to me and say, hey, it's gonna take you 5 months. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you 6 months. They look at me like, what? But then one day after that 6 months, I'm gonna charge you $100. Bro, in like 4 years that I've been like heavily renovating, nobody has messed with that. Nobody. I charge them $100 for every day, and I'm very upfront. It happened to me in a roof in Killingworth. You don't want to finish? Okay, I got the roof. I got a big discount from the roof. It's his fault. It's not my fault. I give them more time than what they tell me. It's not permits. It's not material. It's actually them. All right. Any questions about that? You guys, good contractors, I guess. All right. So what is the benefits of team building? First, it buy back your time. Marcel is one of the people that I look up to. If you haven't buy that book, it's an amazing book. I have more time right now, even though I'm the GC, believe it or not, because I created a good system. Number two, they can take care of your rentals and your flips. Like sometimes we're flipping. You guys should definitely, if you guys are doing like 3 flips a year and you have like 3 to 4 rentals, you definitely should consider to have somebody in-house. Definitely. And I'm gonna explain the reason why. But they can take care of your rentals and flips. Anybody can tell me how much somebody will charge to fix a toilet, to replace a toilet? Just like, what, 1,000? 400 to 500? Okay, my guys get paid $200 to $350. $200 to $350. $200 makes to somebody the person that cleans a day, right? So he cleans, maybe paints, maybe demo, and then on the higher side they make $350, $400 a day. And it's, if you think about it, a month they're making good money, right? Because they work 6 days a week by their choice. Now think about this: if I pay a guy, let's say $300, he can go to Home Depot 10 times and install 10 toilets in one day, in 10-hour day. So why you guys should do that? Well, because you will save a lot of money. And you know that that person works for you, so they will do a good job, in my opinion. Lower cost repairs and consistency of quality, that's, again, you guys have to train all your contractors, whether it's a sub or not. How do you train them? Well, I said, let's just take that trim, for example, right?
Hey, real quick, I want to give you something for free. This is the same flipping calculator that I use to analyze every single deal in less than 60 seconds. No more guessing, no more spreadsheet headaches, just plug in the numbers and know instantly if the deal is worth it. The link is in the show notes. Now, back to the episode.
Right? So I said, most of people, what do they say? Yeah. Can you trim that door? Big mistake. I say, hey, can you trim this door and make sure that there's no, you see that hole? That drives me nuts, right? So I say, hey, I don't want to see any gaps. Everything has to be caulked. If there's any nail here, can you please just, make sure that you caulk it, you sand it, you paint it. You might think, Andres is an asshole. But the problem is that when you guys are selling a flip, buyers look at that. You guys have no idea. If you guys have put a flooring and there's a little gap, I'm not asking them to extra stuff. I'm asking them what is right, which is do the things the right way. It's like, I talk to my attorney here, right? And I say, hey, just close, right? But then there's, unfortunately, in transactions, there's things that falls in the crack. And then you close and hopeful that there's no issues, but things can come back. When you start doing volume, you're gonna get into lawsuits, and that's okay. I got somebody threatening me because I deliver the house with oil, and I take a picture, I send it to my paralegal, and then they say 10 days later, they run out of oil. I'm like, well, look, there's oil. I have the receipts. Look, no, we run out of oil. And I'm like, okay. Then, thankfully, I have a Nest thermostat, and it's connected to Wi-Fi. So it was still connected after I saw the property. And I saw that the heat, they left it at 80 in December. Bro, of course, you're done. So it happens, right? I might be wrong, but I'm talking about my experience. I try to hire the guy that has a decent truck and has a small crew. I love those guys. Decent truck, small crew, that's it. And when I say small crew, I love when they have like 3 to 5 people. I love those people for some reason. The second tip is who you have stopped using and why. Every time that you guys go meetups like this, you guys ask, who do you guys use? And the problem is with that is that everybody uses like different people and like, okay, that's great. But I ask, who do you stop using? Because if I see that person that is like 10 people here telling me, that's comeback, right? That guy is worse. I know that I'm not using that guy. And that is actually more important than who do I using. There's so many contractors that do amazing job, but I go the other way around. Who do you stop using and why? The third is giving every new contractor a small test job. And this applies again, like let's say that I have a lending company, right? When you hire somebody new, you cannot expect that that person is very good. So one of the things that I do is I say, hey, Tom, you're gonna do the bathrooms this time. This is how I started. Jose, you're gonna do the painting and the flooring. And they're gonna talk bad about each other, unfortunately, right? But then you give them a small job, not to test too much the quality, but to test how they communicate and how do they react to problems. And that is more important, okay? And if they obviously, deliver what they promise. And be upfront with your team about expectations. And the reason why you see poor quality job, it's not because they're bad, it's because it's your fault. I'm gonna say it again. The poor quality is your fault. You say, I want this room painted, but you didn't set expectations, right? It's like this is the same thing as you guys are dating. Like, think about when you met your wife or your partner, whatever. And then the first date is always good because there's no expectations, right? Everything is, oh my God, yeah, you do that. You like those shoes. I don't fucking care about shoes, but, right? And then you start meeting them, and then, I don't know, you want to go somewhere else, and that person is like here, and you're like, oh, that's my expectations. But what if you are upfront? On the first date, you say, either you, this is what I want. The good thing about dating, I'm married and I have a kid, happily, but the good thing about dating is that the more you date, the better, because you know what you want or not. This is what I love back in the day about dating, because oh, I don't love that. Okay, next. Okay, I don't, and then you learn. Same thing with the contracts. Ask on social media and be specific. Hey, make a post. Hey guys, I'm looking for a carpenter in Norwich, Connecticut. And then when somebody reply, hey, I have Jake. Okay, can you introduce me to Jake? Jake, I'm looking for a person that can do really good quality in a decent amount of time in Norwich, Connecticut. I can meet you there today, and I will pay you when you're done. Is that cool with you? Great. The problem is that you meet Jake, you go to the house, you meet Jake, and then Jake say, oh, yeah, no, I don't work like that. I need 50% up front. And then you waste your fucking time. Sorry, but it's true. And pay them on time, always. I'm gonna call you, all your investors and all the flippers here out. And this is something that I'm defending the contractors right now. Most of you ask hard money lenders, which I don't blame you. This is part of the business. But the problem is that you guys have to do the job first, so the hard money lender can give you the money. If that's the case, if you're broke and you're flipping a house and you're waiting for the hard money lender to fund, and your contractor is telling you that they need to get paid, you better have some funds. Do not start flipping houses. I'm serious. That's serious. If you're broke and you're not good at personal finances, do not flip houses. If you're really good at personal finances, you will kill it at flipping houses. I'm telling you right now. I was really bad, and that's why I made mistakes, and I'm better and better, right? So pay them on time. If you don't have the money, please don't hire. Maybe use a credit card, whatever, the funds, maybe raise some money. I raised a lot of money too. Maybe raise some money, and then once you raise the money, you pay your contractors, you pay everybody, and then when the hard money guys come, or gal comes, then you can pay them. Shout out to Brandy and Emily. They are my insurance people. Emily, raise your hand. There you go. All right, and the last thing I'm gonna say, I give a lot of free resources, so please, if you have Facebook or Instagram, these are my handles. If you see the little circle over there, if you click that link, there's Scope of Works, there's so many free stuff that I use. There's also a free flipping calculator. If it's not there, I'm gonna put it soon. The one that I use, I analyze every deal under 60 seconds with that calculator. Shout out to my partner, Jose. He built it. He built it just for our business, and now there's thousands of people using it, which is great. And if you are on Instagram, also feel free to click that link. You don't have to follow me or anything, but click that link. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a really good tip that I did. You can pay first of all, if you want to know what it's wrong in the house, you can pay an inspector, and for $200 to $300, if they don't have to write any report, they will do it. So you tell your realtor, you find a house on the market, you're interested, you pay the inspector, you hire an inspector, say, hey, I don't need a report. I just need you to tell me what's wrong with the house. And then you walk like a shadow. That's what I did. That's how I know. $300, that's the first thing that you guys should do if you're interested about flip. Now, the contractor, you can do the same thing. Contractors go to houses for free just to give you an estimate. But what if you tell them, hey, I'm gonna pay you $200 to $300 and per house? You might spend a couple thousands learning, but then you ask so many questions. Hey, this bathroom looks like crap. Like how much of the cost if I hire you to replace this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and like take notes. And that's how you learn. Like I can tell you what my price is, but you're flipping another area. Contractors is different. They have to make money. So yeah. So I will pay somebody to give me the answers. A couple $100. And I tell them, if I get this house, I'll give you the job. My God. I have contractors tell me, you don't have to pay me. Like, because they know I'm gonna give them a house. I love student rentals. I think they are the best investment. I can have a debate with anybody here about why they are the best. I love them. You can make more cash flow on a single family than a multifamily all day long. And I can prove that. I can even show you my numbers. If you guys want to talk about student rentals, I'm very passionate. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. That's a misconception. That is a misconception. I have 7 student rentals. Not even one is trashed. I can confidently say that I only rent to girls because you know where the party starts, right? But I'm very strict. all my parents co-sign. I never had that experience. Part of it is also educating. You guys are rented to a long-term rent, and you are so excited. This is what you do, because I did that too. You go to the unit with the keys, right? And then say, hey, here are the keys. Enjoy your new place. Try to keep everything quiet, blah, blah, blah. Schedule them 1 hour to all my tenants. I don't care if they're Section 8 and they're paying $100 out of their pocket. And out of that, I had only one eviction when I put the tenant there. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying this. You have to educate the tenants. When you guys have that honest conversation on the first day, I give them, it's 2 papers full of all the rules, everything. And I say, these are the rules. This is what is going to happen if you don't follow the rules. They don't mess. I have almost 100 tenants. I have a 99% collection every single month. There's always one that loses their job. We understand, but yeah. So student rentals, I'm gonna give you my best tips if we have time. Is that okay? We have time? Okay. 1 minute. Okay. Tip number 1. Who is here interested in student rentals? Raise your hand. Honest. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Rule number 1, you always want to have a house 10 minutes walking distance from the campus. Rule number 2, never do community college because they probably live nearby. Also, try to do universities that are growing. You can look that data online. I found out, I started buying in West Haven when everybody thinks it was a dump. And then I found out that they're adding 700 students in 2016. These students, I'm buying their house for $225,000 to $250,000. I might be putting 20 to 30K. And they're paying $3,500 to $4,000. And the best part is I have no competition. They're paying all utilities, keeping the snow removal, so I'm saving all that money. So my return is really, really good. When everybody's looking for $200 cash flow every single month per unit, I'm making $1,200 on a single with less complication. I tell the students, no drama, all the drama, you take care of it. They pay even before regular tenants because they have money. I have Yale, University of New Haven, and Quinnipiac. These kids have money. Or they come from money, or they have scholarships, or most of them, right? And the parents are backing out. It's easier to pay $700, $800 than paying a rent of like $2,000. So they pay on time. I have 1 transaction a month per house. They pay on time. It's the best investment. Now, the downside is very seasonal. So most students have a deadline in March 1st. They have to find housing in March 1st, by March 1st for next semester. If you miss that gap, the pool of the student renters are smaller. And if you have, the other downside is regulations. Quinnipiac, now you have to live on campus for the first 3 years. I sold 2 student rentals that I have because that affected me big time. But I'm selling some of my 3 and 4 units. You comment one. I'm selling one in New Haven for top dollar because I'm not gonna make $700 on cash flow when I have $170,000 in equity. It doesn't make sense. And if you have rentals and you want to start flipping houses and you're making $700 a month or $600, but you have $150,000 in equity, the return of equity there is not good. I mean, in other words, you guys should consider other investments. $100 in cash flow, if your underwriting is good, it might be great, but that only take 1 or 2 furnaces a year for you to be wiped out. They're coming for you. These renters, if you don't have good insulation, they're gonna call the health department. It happened to me, and I won the case, but they fighting. Thank you.